Hello, in this video, I'm going to explain the distinction between Mailing Boss 5.0 and Mailing Boss 4.0. Mailing Boss 5.0 is a brand new system. It's super robust. It's fantastic. It's in beta. So you want to use it for very simple emails and to test things going. But Mailing Boss 4.0 is the stable release. And you'll find both of these under your member back office under the tools section. So I'm going to go through a couple of things that I discussed with chat. In Mailing Boss 5.0, you cannot import or export emails yet. Like he says, these options are not yet available in 5.0 because it's still in the beta phase. Mailing Boss will be ready at the end of October. So I love it. I've been using it, but that's because I just love testing things out. For stability and email deliverability, you want to be using still the Mailing Boss original version. And so you want to find Mailing Boss inside of your tools area and then click the enter button. Also click tracking, open tracking, all these type of automations and sequences, you want to be using Mailing Boss 4.0 for advanced configurations right now. But even simple configurations, like how do we send an email newsletter? It's super simple. So let's go. It's extremely simple. You click on Mailing Boss and you go into your campaign name and you give it a name. I'm going to call it newsletter. And then this right here is the list that you're going to send it to. And I'm just going to send it to my leads list number 1 to illustrate it. That's only 16 subscribers. I could go to one of my bigger lists if I want to, but I recommend, like, here's one that's one of my newsletters. It's got 2,000 subscribers. So then you click create new campaign, you click here, and then you click continue. What that will then do is it will create a new system. Now you can go in here and you can add a lead score filter, which basically, if people have been opening your emails, you want to send to the most engaged people first, and then send to the all non-engaged people later, maybe even the second day. In my other videos, I've explained that Google wants you to send out emails slowly. So send to your most engaged people first, and then send to your non-engaged people. The way you would do that is you would click Add Lead Score Filter, and your minimum would be 1. And that means they've at least opened or clicked 1 email from you. Okay, and then you can go and send to everyone at 0 on a subsequent message. But for now, I'm just going to disable that. Whenever you do that, you go to Save and Next. That's going to bring up the editor. And you basically go right in here and you compose your letter. Just compose your letter right inside of here. So once inside here, you can drag a heading element over here. Text block is already in here. You can drag images over here. You can also pick images. You can load images. You can link images to different places. So you can design it. You can also add buttons, call to action buttons like that. You can also add a double image block. A double image block has 2 images side by side. Really good for newsletters. You can just drag and drop things around exactly how you like it. You could also have 2 button blocks. So if I put 2 button blocks, that's going to go right in there. And then you can also go directly in here and edit the text by simply clicking the little pen icon. I can go over here and put some more heading right in here, grab another text piece, put it right in here. That would be how you would assemble a newsletter. A lot of times newsletters have text with left image. So that would be something like this. You have an image over here and then a text over here. Keep in mind these are mobile, and this will show up above and this will show up below. It automatically will conform it to mobile devices. You can also have this pre-made one, left image with text and button. It saves you a bunch of time because you can have image, text, and button. I think this is probably the best one for newsletters. You could just do a bunch of them there. And then social media. You can basically go in here and you can change your social media assets and have these linked to different images. You can also change the images that you want directly in there. Then there's also left image with text and social media. You can also put in a divider. That's going to add like a horizontal divider right in there. And let's say urgency. You want to put a timer in here. You can add a timer that gives people a countdown for 2 hours from the time they receive the email. You can also add in a custom snippet. Like you can go in here and look at this timer. Let's say you use a third-party timer that actually is there's a couple of timers out there that do that. You can just edit the source code and paste that snippet right in there. So whenever I'm doing custom source code or things like that, GIF animations, those type of things, I basically start off with a timer, and then I click this little source code icon, and then you can customize your newsletter however you like. I also like to change the unsubscribe message. I like to say, update your newsletter preferences. And then what I do is I grab this link, unsubscribe URL, I'm cutting it, and then I hyperlink newsletter and preferences to it, and then I click that like that. Okay? And then you want to underline it so people know it's clickable. So it's update your newsletter preferences. Newsletter is a reverse spam word. My colleagues who deliver millions of emails have informed me that if an email has the word newsletter in it and it appears multiple times in your letter, it's going to inbox better than if you use other words. So there are words like marketing or online business that are all spam words. And I highly recommend you use SociSnap to test your letter. Here we are inside of my SociSnap editor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste in a newsletter. Then I'm going to go to the very top. You can see it's 7,000 characters. First thing I do is remove the extra tags because this was pasted in from Word. And then I go right in here to highlight spam words. When I click that, you can see that the word now, new, never, all, life, anything in yellow is a spam word. And people have discovered that if you replace these with much more flowering and colorful words, we even have some synonyms in SociSnap that are ones that we find that work really well. In this context, however, you might want to go in and rewrite the text so that it breaks it up a little bit better, especially when you're sending out a newsletter. Once you've cleaned up your email and you're ready to paste it in, I recommend you start off with just one paragraph right back here. Go back to Mailing Boss, put in your image, double click on here, paste it in. The bolds will be also pasted in, so that also makes it easy for you to see what you should rewrite to make it more clear, make it more brief. Now, the other thing that I recommend with respect to newsletters is it's better to actually put the newsletter on a page. The way you would do that is by going back to your virtual office, going into the Cheetah web page builder, put your whole newsletter on a page, and then link to it via an excerpt. The nice thing about that is you can just start off with a few words, give some highlights of the newsletter with a read more link. And that actually builds more engagement, like have little buttons in there. If you want to change the color of the button, it's very self-explanatory. So that concludes our training on how to build newsletters inside of the Builderall system. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. Thanks.